Right, you lot. West Ham have just lost 2-1 to Liverpool at Anfield. Listen, in terms of a result, it is disappointing. I can't lie. I thought West Ham for long periods of the game. The defensive shape was superb, if I'm honest. I thought Cresswell had a really impressive game, kept Mohamed Salah very quiet. I thought we frustrated Liverpool in terms of our defensive organisation. You have to look at that back five at times, was very resolute. Like I kind of anticipated in the preview, I thought maybe Robertson and Trent would get forward. I think we nullified them. I think Liverpool had to try and play through the middle. And because we were frustrating them so much, you had people like Firmino coming really deep into centre midfield to try and pick the ball up and create things. Liverpool really didn't trouble us that much. And in terms of creativity, there really wasn't much from that side that was worrying me at all. West Ham took the lead. Brilliant goal from Fornals, and listen, like he did at Anfield last season, comes central, faces up Alisson and puts the ball past him. It was fantastic from him. And listen, I was in favour of him starting the game. I think in terms of his defensive work rate and the work rate that he gives to the midfield in the defence, he's very good at that, and I can see why Moyes has put him in that position ahead of Ben Rama, particularly in terms of a starting place. The big disappointment for me throughout the game, and obviously I will cover the VAR and the late goal, is Sebastian Haller's position. Now, I'm not going to blame Haller as a player because I think technically he's very good. I've seen a lot of comments saying that he was lazy tonight, that his work rate wasn't there. The flip side of that is that the system doesn't work to him. And I did say in the preview, if you're going to play Sebastian Haller, you've got to push the wing-backs up. You have to get service into him. You have to use maybe the wingers as inverted wingers and get close to him. West Ham didn't do that. West Ham really set up as a 5-4-1. And neither really Fornals or Bowen got close to him. They tried to keep the width a little bit. Obviously, they were preoccupied with Robertson and Trent potentially bombing on. So I do understand why Moyes put a defensive structure in place. He had a bit of a low block on. The argument is as well, I don't think Haller really made a nuisance of himself. In terms of a hold-up play, I didn't see it from him. I didn't see him winning ball and keeping ball and taking the pressure off that West Ham midfield and defence. I think that's at times why West Ham was under so much pressure. It was relentless from Liverpool, albeit they weren't at their maximum creative. But we missed Antonio tonight. We desperately missed him in terms of his runs in behind. I think that Liverpool centre-back pairing was there to be got at. I think the full-backs would have left space in behind. For me, there are elements of the game where I feel that it is a missed opportunity, and obviously they got their goal through Salah. Again, hugely dubious penalty decision. I don't think it's a penalty. I think it's really soft. And had West Ham got it, I would have been saying exactly the same thing. Liverpool, listen, they put the pressure on in the second half. They brought on Shaqiri, they brought on Jota. And I knew that the minute they brought on Jota, he's going to stretch West Ham's defence, try and pull them out of position, and potentially get more chances. And to be fair to Liverpool, they did start to create a little bit more in that final 20 minutes. And West Ham were massively under the cosh. I thought in terms of the substitutions, I personally felt that the game was there for the taking. I'm not saying West Ham would have won it. I think we definitely could have kept with a draw, but bringing on Ben Rama and Lanzini with 2 minutes to go for me is a ridiculous decision. I think even Ben Rama came on in a left wing back position where he can't affect the game. Moyes' in-game management has to change. He has to be looking at Haller, who was ineffective in that first half, and switching it up, because at times it felt like West Ham were playing with 10 men. I know people will say that he moved into the space and won the ball that creates space in behind, but it didn't happen often enough. And Moyes has got a decision to make here, particularly coming up to this Fulham game. It's a winnable game. Are you going to set up the team to work to Haller's strengths? Because that's what you have to do in some aspects. I agree his work rate wasn't good tonight, but if West Ham are going to get the most out of him because we don't have the other striking options, then you've got to do that. Otherwise, you have to set up with maybe a false nine, maybe play Ben Rama or Bowen in there. West Ham, unfortunately, and it does come back to it, there is a lack of squad depth. There aren't enough strikers. And I think, again, I said it when the transfer window ended, that was where West Ham failed in terms of not bringing in a backup striker. It's come back to bite us. So Moyes has a dilemma. He either plays Haller and works to his strengths, or he doesn't play him at all. But he can't keep playing him in this lone striker role. It isn't going to work. West Ham at times felt like we were playing with that 10 men. And I just feel like Liverpool, with the youngster in, I know he had a good game, Phillips, I just think they were there for the taking. I just think we could have created. I just think maybe we could have got that draw, and we'll look back and say a bit gutted with that. But I'm not too downbeat. I think West Ham have done fantastically throughout this fixture list. It's been a real tough, gruelling group of teams that we've had to play against. I'm looking to next month and saying, come on West Ham, you've got Fulham, you've got Villa, you've got Sheffield United. These are winnable games. I know Villa are in good form, but I want to see now what Moyes does against teams that we should be beating, and we have that lack of cutting edge. I just hope that he's able to rectify it and get points on the board. But listen, that was my instant match reaction to West Ham's unfortunate loss against Liverpool. I'll be back this week with loads of preview stuff. We're going to preview the Fulham game. You're going to have tactical breakdowns, predicted 11s, writers' blocks, and of course a watch along alongside an opposition review on Saturday or Sunday, because it is very, very late. But listen, obviously now the country's in lockdown. Everybody stay safe, take care. What I will say, and particularly this is really, really important to me, is I'm going to be putting out more content over this lockdown period. I know how much it affects people's mental health, and without, exercise outlets and the opportunity to socialise is really, really tough. So I will bring in another edition of Writer's Block, and it'll be more retro based, and it'll get you involved and be a bit more interactive. So I promise I'll put out a little bit more content to help you out through this difficult period. But listen, everyone, stay safe, take care, and until next time, look after yourself.